Alright, Red Faction. This is the last twid before, well, before frickin' Monument of Triumph really comes to its head. So, this week in Destiny, we revealed the latest details about the Monument of Triumph update. After talking about weapons, the artifact, PvP, and much more, early this morning we shared with you all you need to know about abilities and armor. There's a video that will be around the same time as this one. Let's do this. The trailer, dev insight articles, have you read them? Look at the rewards, Bungie Foundation update, one more Bungie rewards update, and 2 emblems for you. Early this morning, we released our Monument of Triumph trailer. As always, the team went hard showcasing upcoming abilities, armor sets, weapons, Sparrow Racing League, heavy metal, and so much more. It's hard to squeeze everything this patch has to offer in a short video, but we felt like it was a pretty good attempt. Have you seen it? Well, check it out below. Well, let's see it. So one thing I'm really going to be looking at, and I want to be able to find it. And you got to pay really close attention. New spread shot hand can or no. Is that a brand new is that an ornament for last word? Hold on, let me look at exotic kinetic weapon last word. It might either that's a new weapon, or that's the new exotic weapon that we're getting, which is going to be like another last fucking word. Looks to. I can't tell if that's stasis or void. I want to say that's void. So we get a void last word. Yeah, Pantheon. Leviathan, Spire Stars. So this is the new Solar Titan ability. New Hunter Melee. The new Warlock one. Crack Shot. SRO. This is when I gotta like really pay close attention to something. Because it was around here that we got that. So there's world stuff. Heavy metal. So this is the Hunter Gambit one. They're either they're trying to make you know, they're gonna show off all this stuff that's coming with Gambit to be like a big reveal and not try to spoil us too much. Or literally the only thing they did was give it an armor set, refresh the weapons to be something specific, like I don't fucking know. Or they just said fuck it, we don't care about it. So after talking about every other part of the sandbox, it was high time we did that, so we read that earlier. Turn to the directory, our weapons, artifact, and focusing preview do that too. So if you remember from you know, this is the weapons and everything, all the weapon changes. Artifacts, we can grab artifacts and grab blah blah blah. So basically, the Gambit Reputation reward track has been there. There's been gear additions, tiered focusing to utilize Gambit engrams. Now includes focusing of all tiered Gambit gear, including new Gambit weapons and armor. And you can attune with that. And I think it was the the director coming back, some weapons, talking about distortions, you know, fire team ups, having that stuff, onslaught, elevating Gambit. So adding into the stuff, changing how the kind of stuff goes, and returning of many iconic Gambit weapons and a refreshed perk pool. So Spare Rations is coming back, but they made it Stasis. 21 Delirium is back, and there's 3 new perks that we don't know about yet. So literally, if it's just okay, so Spare Rations, they also introduced in Season of the Deep. They brought it back at that time. I gotta find it to make sure I'm not talking up my ass. Yeah, they brought it back in Season of the Deep. So now instead of it having, you know, disaster plan, it has the gun and run, which one makes me think that we could see the return of Soul Survivor back when it was a Gambit weapon before they made it a weapon in Season of the Deep. Because they did that. And they gave a disaster plan. Which is technically a good thing, but the problem with it was Snapshot was there, but opening shot wasn't. And on a 90, kind of fucking need that. For me, the biggest turnoff with Spare Rations becoming that is now it's a stasis weapon. So now, I mean, I guess it's good for like the stasis hunters that will love to use it and everything. But I'm a big kinetic and, you know, kinetic guy and everything. You know, and then they show off. What is it? They show off like the armor sets, and they talk about all the weapons and PvP. But they don't talk about like, you know, they show off. Oh yeah, this is the new Iron Banner rewards, and then the Pantheon, and then this is kind of like the raid stuff you can get. But yet, in this last one, you know, they don't bring up, you know, all that. So this is kind of Moment of Triumph rewards. Moment of Triumph is jetpack with rewards, some new, some old but unreleased, some released but until now unattainable. As the final live service update for Destiny 2. We want to hold nothing back. You better make Gambit fucking be this best fucking thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. With the return of previously limited time Chatterwhite, Super Black Griffin, and All Star Vector Skimmer. 12 armor ornament sets per class. So 3 sets, or well, 12 for just, okay. This is beyond the armor updates to the other vendors around the tower. New universal helmet ornaments, including a new flaming helmet. The first earnable hollow chip, the return of exotic faction ornaments, weapon ornaments for our turncoat, our new exotic hand cannon, Fafnir, and heir apparent exotic weapons. What the fuck is the Fafnir? Is that the name? No. There's not a weapon called Fafnir. Is that gonna be like a new one? Is that like their new fucking, like another? So either I'm an idiot or I don't see Fafnir. So the fuck is Fafnir? So it's just a completely another brand new weapon that they're giving us. And they don't want to show us what it looks like so we don't get an idea. A weapon ornament for our new exotic hand cannon turncoat, which is what looks to be a void last word. Tiered weapons for lawless and reclamation seasons. A selection of endlessly purchasable engrams containing tiered weapons from that. Tiered weapons from that, tiered weapons from that, and tiered weapons and armor from Solstice. So basically, Tenant of Bravery. So this is the one where you get the new vehicle, a new skimmer. Um, there's three things here. So you get a new skimmer, some new universal thing, a helmet ornament, Fafnir and heir apparent exotic weapons, all engrams, and general emblems. Nestled in the courtyard behind the newly erected monument are 4 plaques containing the guardian tenants. Interacting with these plaques opens different vendors where you can purchase rewards in exchange for a new currency, legendary marks. After inspecting the courtyard monument, you make your first purchase on the tenant bravely to unlock all other tenant vendors. Legendary marks are earned by completing any triumph from Monuments of Triumph. These are conveniently located by interacting with the view triumph buttons from the vendor screen. These triumphs can be accessed from the Journey tab. There's even a new feature shortcut to quickly open the Monument of Triumph category from the Triumphs button on the Journey screen. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So, you got sparrows and ships and vehicles. You got the heir apparent. Fafnir is right here. And I guarantee you turncoat is in there as well. It's kind of hard to tell. Either A, it's a shotgun, solar shotgun, or it's a solar fusion. Or it's a solar linear. Who knows? Devotion. You get a bunch of SRL cosmetics. The Griffin and the new All-Star and the All-Star Vector Skimmer. And then you get some generalized emotes. So, you can get any of these. Where you can expend it for like Gambit engrams and everything. Tenet of Sacrifice. New Universal Helmet Ornament. Super Black Shader. Earnable Hollow Chip. Which... General Finishers, Ghosts, and Ships. Tenet of Death. Some random exotic armor ornaments. Maybe you'll recognize them. A selection of raid and dungeon related cosmetics, general shaders and transmechs, and Chatterwhite. Special rewards require special challenges. While the majority of weapons can be purchased with that, some rewards you'll be asked to be a triumph or set of triumphs. So for Chatterwhite, complete a weekly deep site quest, which is offered from Hawthorne in the Tower Bazaar for the Vault of Glass. And to get Immortal Legend Armor Ornament Set, you need to obtain the Immortal title, which is probably related to something. It's probably a new title. I mean, there's Eternal, but not Immortal. And this was from... Oh, yeah, the 9. Oh, God, I love this. Oh, no, that was Onslaught. I hate the fact that I missed out on that one. So then there's the ornaments. Bungie Foundation, now and forever. Over the years, you've helped turn compassion into action. Today, we want to take a moment to assure you that the future of the Bungie Foundation, probably thank you for your incredible support. Since our very first activation, D1 with the Pride of an Emblem, we've helped raise more than $32,000 to support our Little Lights program, inclusion, diversity, and equity, innovations in humanitarian causes. Okay. Celebrate, don't care. They do this every year, so. Final Bungie reward, you get that. Get the Monument of Triumph soundtrack. Now we have a little something extra nice for every player that logs in to play Monument of Triumph. In addition to 2 bright engrams and 50 legendary marks, you also receive a toast to the Monument emblem below when you return starting June 9th. Claim them from the special delivery kiosk in the tower, located between Banshee and Raoul. Meanwhile, for our veteran players, those that have been okay. From the Red War campaign to Renegades, we have one more set of rewards: the Old Lights emblem shown below, and a unique emote elemental key. After it launches, the Old Lights emblem will be rewarded to any players whose account recorded any amount of playtime in the Destiny expansion years, including Original D2, Forsaken, Shadowkeep, Beyond Light, Witch Queen, Lightfall, Final Shipping Year Prophecy. The emblem will be released during the launch window. We don't have a specific time, but we'll let you know when it's live. Player support. As we prepare for this, we create a support guide in the Monument of Triumph and update 9.7. This guide will be updated over the next several weeks. Cashing your trials engrams. Cool sword. Some art. Sing with us. Remembrance. And the twid before the Monument of Triumph launches is now complete. Just a few more days before you can all start experiencing everything that this update has to offer. Take your time to experiment and try new things, and don't hesitate to make some weird mixes here and there of weapons and armor you've never used. Who knows? It could be the next meta. Publishing 3 Dev Insight articles along with their accompanying twids was a tough task. We needed more than 29,000 words to properly show you why this update was a really big deal and how much work went into update so many parts of Destiny. After checking all the love and excitement you poured over social media and video platforms in the last 2 weeks, it seems we achieved our goals. The only thing that remains is load into Destiny and play it on Tuesday. We'll be there with you. Throw us an emote. If you see us, we'll dance with you, cheer at you, and hand out free hugs. Find us in the tower on June 9th. Destiny 2 community team. So, you want to know why I'm kind of annoyed now? You know, the entire time that, I've been playing Destiny, really got involved with the community all the way back during Forsaken, really investing into, this game more. Because it could have just been like some guy who just like, oh, well, my friends aren't on Overwatch, I guess I'll play this game. No, but they're on? Okay, now time to fucking fuck this game that I just started and everything and go play that. I really got into this game. I really got into this franchise. Because to me, it's incredibly awesome. But the one thing that I've loved about Destiny since I started getting into it, if I wasn't doing PvE stuff, just carelessly going through the world, to be honest, that's probably what I would mainly be doing, because I'm not big on the PvP of this game. Now, that's not to say it's bad. It's just not for me. I'm not going to say, oh, this game is amazing and I love it. No. There is some problems with it. You got people in PvE that the only thing they seem to know how to do is complain or sweat their absolute tail off because, hey, there you go. You want to play Mayhem? Okay, sweat your dick off. But I want to throw Nova Bombs at people. Nope, sweat. Now. But I really don't want to. No, do it now because we told you to. But why? Just do it. okay, fine. Okay, sorry. I got into Gambit, and since then I've had an amazing time playing Gambit and meeting people who also really enjoy Gambit. So when they came to announcing this, and they're just like, "Yeah, we're bringing some weapons back, and making them tiered, and there's going to be armor, and the armor looks sick." But I would really like to know what the armor set does. Like that doesn't get revealed, but yet everything else did. Why is that? Why does why does Gambit get fucking thrown out the fucking window? And everything else, even stuff like I don't know, world-based, kind of just goes and sits there and goes, "Okay, fine. This is great." Like, no, it's fucking not. Hold on, I gotta change my ghost mod to something to there. No, not that. Dude, fucker. So with them announcing that Gambit will be moved into the ops category, what? You just made me waste two fucking things. Are you fucking kidding me? Precision based bullshit. Anyways, I'm not gonna say my time playing some of the other stuff in Destiny hasn't been fun. It has been, but I really enjoy Gambit. I love everything about it. But to sit there and pretend that it's not a game mode that has myriad of potential, that has inspired so many other things that they've basically added. The horde kind of mechanic. Yep, Gambit inspired that because that's kind of basically what it was. And for them to just kind of go, eh, throw it away. Throw it into the Gambit, throw it into the ops category, and let them have their own fun with it. I'm sorry, what? Why? Why does Gambit get treated like it's this gross thing? Like, no, they're not going to like it. How do you know? For so many people, Gambit has been a good thing, and they do enjoy it. I mean, yeah, sure, they probably don't like go nuts over it like they used to, but that's because you gutted the game mode. You treated it like it was like, you, Gambit, no, we don't want that. Get it away. And instead of, actively supporting it, you've just be like, okay, they don't care about this. Even though it's done so much for your game's story. It's like I have played all of this. know? Season of the Drifter was absolutely amazing. You know? Season of the Forge was great. Forsaken was literally one of the best expansions. Shadowkeep, was good. Season of the Undying, Season of the Dawn, Season of the Worthy was cool. Season of Arrivals was like the absolute it was a great send off into what would become next. And it was Beyond Light. And it was in Beyond Light between Season of the Hunt and Season of the Chosen that I stepped away. I wanted to step away. I wanted to call this game quits. This game was fucking, in my opinion, ass. You know, it felt terrible. Season of the Hunt, Season of the Chosen, I did not like at all. And then Season of the Splicers came around and it was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Season of the Lost, I played so much. Witch Queen was good. Lightfall was, ass. But Final Shape was good. Edge of Fate, the first two ones were like, eh. And then Lawless came in and was like, okay. But now it's just no. And this is supposed to be the final thing, so I'm gonna say one of two things. Um and I want to look at a couple of the past few things. Okay. So they talk about all this stuff, right? Enhanced weapon crafting and everything. All the changes to sandbox stuff. Changes with, all this. You know. Truth becoming better. Eyes of Tomorrow is going to have a catalyst. Um, you know, seeing that Desperado is going to be incredibly strong makes me excited. Weapons will intrinsically be like, you know, that perks have become better. Um, Heck, Bad Juju is a lightweight, and going back up to pulse rifles, yeah, lightweights have been nerfed, but still they're not that bad. So we could see something maybe for that being available. Um, Artifacts are coming back. A lightweight weapon, no matter what it is automatically going to be an overload weapon. The new sniper rifle from this season will be intrinsically a barrier. Burden's intrinsically a barrier. Xenophage is intrinsically unstoppable. Jotun's unstoppable. You know. But whenever you just look at anything that is Gambit related, it's yeah, the reward track is back. Updated focusing, spare rations, and 21 delirium are back. So if Soul Survivor's back, awesome. Just awesome. But please make sure that Soul Survivor has snapshot opening shot. And don't do something stupid like, you know what? Everyone really likes Soul Survivor. Let's make it a void weapon. my god, I hit it twice. Hold on. Let's go to Destiny. So, the announcement, Return of the Director, this stuff, this twid, so we have this one from last week, Return of the Director, weapons, artifacts, and all that, abilities and armor preview. So yeah, the new one, showcasing this off and everything new. Okay. The announcement, okay, all the stuff coming with the buffs that we saw coming with this. Okay. PvP stuff has been changed, weapons and all that stuff have stuff and everything. Preview of some of the rewards you can get and all the good stuff coming to PvP. Pantheon, good PvE, high-end PvE stuff that's for fun. Rewards for certain things will have, that. So Shattered Throne will have its own unique armor set, which it didn't have before. Because when Forsaken dropped and you got Shattered Throne, the only other thing you had was the Great Hunt stuff. So now you got that. Which, if you have it, it's going to be really good for a Warlock. Gain powerful overshield while performing your finisher. But it's also going to be good for everything else. Gain increased damage resistance when you deal damage and final blows. Finishers grant accelerated progress. At max stacks, the recharge rate of your abilities also increased. And then all this stuff. Loots and ornaments, cosmetic stuff. Oh my, great. And then announcements and blah. Season 6 had the Notorious engram, so it's like, so I can focus into the Notorious engram, which should give me stuff from Season of the Drifter, right? The highest tier of role-specific Gambit Prime armor. So, Notorious armor is a pinnacle. It was a tier 3 set for each role. So you can focus that. So Bright Engram focusing will provide a one-to-one exchange for legacy engrams that were available before Eververse engram was introduced in Season 12. So you can get stuff from Season 6. Which... would that be the Gambit Prime armor? Like... yeah, this was this one from that. So it would just include things I already have. So yeah, literally all that is just for cosmetics, and I think I have what I want from that. Um, which weirdly enough they don't include that because the Gambit stuff was from all that time ago. So the Notorious Reaper set, which I have, but the difference between hold on, I can actually look at my drip. Yeah, they gave me the illicit one. I can't make the Notorious one. Trust me, I would love to. I would love to make the Notorious Reaper thing, but instead they just gave you the illicit one and said, there you go. Even though I've owned that. So yeah, this is basically just for that. The director returning a more smooth land baseline where you can pick it whatever you want. PvE, PvP, Legacy Dungeon, some of the portal stuff, and Gambit. So this is how you access the portal. So there's probably going to be a section for Gambit ops in this section. Kind of like how it is now. Open up the portal, pick any of these. Oh, there's probably going to be one for Gambit. You know, this is the Cosmodrome. This is Nessus. Europa has that stuff. Some areas will have distortions. So areas like Neptune with the what is that? The Terminal Overload, the Dreaming City with the Blind Well. And then I believe the Moon is the last one. Um, 7 destinations will have distortions. So Europa will have it. Savathun's Throne World will have it. The Cosmodrome looks like it will have it. The Moon, the EDZ, and probably some other areas. Preview of just a look at what this all had. The new Warlock Void stuff is probably what I'm going to be using, which will be a combination of Devour or Feed the Void with this one called Soul Siphon. Run Echo of Expulsion, Echo of Dilation, Echo of Provision, and Echo of Leeching. If I get Devour, and I have an Overshield, and I can chain it consistently, and I'm running Skull of Dire Ahamkara with the Cataclysmic, I can literally consistently get Nova Bombs, gain my melee, all that fun shit. Okay. Dealing damage. So, you ready it, so you're gonna, send out the Pocket Singularity, strike an enemy. Okay. Once it's readied, you press it again. You can siphon energy from all of them, dealing damage and gathering overshield and class ability from each target. So, i.e., because this is melee, and it goes off the melee stat, and Devour, Nova Bomb Final Blows and Weapon Final Blows while you have Devour grant super energy. I'm going to use Bad Juju, Embraced Identity, really focus heavily on making sure that I can make Devour proc as much as I need to. So yeah, that's my plan for this, and this has been a good little deep dive into everything that's coming. I really hope, and please, Bungie, please, when you drop this, please have there be something for Gambit. Heck, just show us something for it, because you haven't. You said, well, here's the weapons. Like, here's the weapons you'll get. It'll be spare rations and everything from Gambit Prime, what it used to be. But we're not going to release anything about talking about, oh, hey, what about, you know, this? Like, oh, here's the notorious engrams that you can get in case you missed out. Um, oh, those. Okay. So, I'm gonna say something, and this is what I'll end the video off with. As much this game has 3 unique game modes: Gambit, PvE, PvP. At the baseline, that's all. PvE gets amazing stuff. This game is basically centered around its PvE. I get it. Okay, I get it. It's cool. It's fun. There's a lot of varying different things that you can do in PvE. PvP, it has its fan base. People that like it. And then comes Gambit. You have to do something with it. Because if you don't, and it doesn't blow people away, and it just feels like the same thing over and over and over again. And I know, because it's a freaking, now it's an ops thing, Instead of having your stats be the best, it's like, can you get the primeval done faster and can you kill it? The problem is, you're not giving us variety in it. There's no way you're, um, just gonna basically tell us to, you know, go fuck ourselves. Um, because that's honestly what it feels like you're telling us. Um, I'd love to ask him about it, but I have a feeling that going to, it's not really going to be something I'm interested in. Um, like I really don't care much for it. Um, I would love it if they did something with it. If they said, "Hey, like you're gonna have regular Gambit, the old school one. You're gonna have Gambit Prime. It's also going to be something that you can make private matches with." But what do we get instead? It gets thrown into the ops category. I feel like a lot of the weapons outside of outside of spare rations is going to be changed because they did the same thing with some of them in Season of the Deep when they just swapped some of the weapons. Spare rations was kinetic. Well, then there was the void version, and now they're making it a stasis weapon. You had Soul Survivor. That's an arc weapon, but there was a version of that you could craft that made it a stasis weapon. I have no idea what they're going to do with Soul Survivor in this. Last Man Standing, solar weapon. Well, then they made it a stasis weapon or a strand weapon. Um, who knows what they're going to do with that? Just in case it was a solar sword. Well, then they made it a strand sword. Right. Um, Let me look at the weapons that were associated with the old school Gambit. Gnawing Hunger, they never gave us a new version of Gnawing Hunger. Um, yeah, right? Yeah, no. Yeah, because there's positive outlook. God, ringing nail. Oh, I like that weapon. Um, what other weapons were from Season of the Deep? Because I can't. I'm trying to think of the ones offhand. Um, yeah, different times was the oh, wasn't that um Why can't I think of it? Different time was also the Outlast. That's what it is. So they turned the solar weapon into a strand weapon. Um, and changed the made originally was a rapid fire. They kept it as rapid fire, but they just changed it. Spare rations, kinetic. Well, then there's a version that made it void. Um, and that was targeted redaction, made it void. Well, now they're making it stasis. Um, then we had, Last Man Standing, which originally um, was a solar shotgun. Okay. They brought back in Season of the Deep. Again. Um, which we can confirm it was also back in Season of the Deep because there's Until It Returns. Um, and then, swords. Here's just in case, originally, Solar Sword. Then in Season of the Deep, it came back, Solar. But then they're like, we're also going to make it Stasis. Make it Strand. Like, what are they going to do now? They're going to change it. Now it's going to be Arc. I would love to know these things, but they haven't said like a good bit of like kind of what we're getting. And if there's something that I missed in a twid or something, I would love to fucking know. Because hold on, let's see. Yeah. So PvP. The armor set you're going to get. A lot of the weapons you're going to get. The ones that are returning, are coming back, and you got that. And tiered weapons from Pre-Edge of Fate are coming back, like Retrofuturist, Anonymous Autumn, Last Perdition. You're getting all these fucking cool shit. Comp is getting, it's set. It's getting a new freaking hand cannon. All the early stuff is coming back. Some reprisals, some returning. Um, Trials is having its stuff. Some worlds are getting updated to loot and everything. And the only thing that you've basically told us about Gambit is, well, you get Gambit ops and some returning weapons. And the reputation track is back. So now you can focus all your stuff in Gambit there. Return of the Director. Okay, cool. Gambit? What do we have for that? Oh. Spare Ashes is coming back as that. And then you'll have that. Yeah, cool. Alright, that's what you guys wanted. With additional bonus score coming from Gambit rank. Awards are rooted in team effort rather than individual stat chasing, and a team that reaches the primeval phase will over an S grade in tier 5. So getting to the final phase of the match is materially rewarding. But to keep it and everything, they did rework origin trait, returning of many iconic Gambit weapons with refreshed perk pools to give players a reason to dive back. And the only examples they gave is spare rations for the PvP people and 21 delirium for the PvE people. But yet, people that actually enjoy Gambit, at least in my opinion, I love Soul Survivor. I also love Bygones. I like Doomsday because it was a grenade launcher, and even though there are times when I blew myself up, I'm not going to talk about it. Is that coming back? Because Doomsday was a, old school Gambit weapon. Bringing that back. Let's see, was there another? I mean, yeah, 21 delirium, right there. We had the just in case. Doomsday. 21 delirium. Last man standing. You know. They're not going to bring back Orwing's Mall unless that really wasn't a PvP thing. So there's a new armor set bonuses, and reprise weapons, as well as bonus drops and bonus focus. So it's getting everything that, we got in, the original, with all the op stuff and everything. Between targets builds a stack of gun and run for a short duration. Sprinting for a short time consumes the stack and partially reloads this weapon. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, but let's go back into Crucible because that's what more people care about. If the base Gambit weapons that we have, okay, go over them because this fucking irritates me. This better surprise me when you add, all this stuff, and if it doesn't surprise me, I'm going to be quite fucking upset. Like, I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you. They need they just need like I really hope there's something with gambit in Monument of Triumph that needs to absolutely blow like a hole in the fucking wall. Like all of these weapons need to like have reprise rolls, you know, and be good. And then other stuff needs to come back. Like hell, if you want to take this gun and make it void and keep Soul Survivor as arc, that's fine with me. It's fine with me. Do it. Have fun. But one thing you're not gonna fucking do is pull some bull where you take a weapon that was originally this, you know, Soul Survivor, and go ahead and just go, you know what? Let's make it stasis. And let's change its archetype. I mean, heck, what? Spare Rations is still still a 140, right? They kept it as a 140. I went to the wrong one, didn't I? Yeah, this. Yeah, they kept it as a 140, but they just changed the archetype. So you can keep the archetype of something, but you want to change its thing. So I got two things I can say to you. One, you turn Soul Survivor into a void weapon, or you change Albrana D into a void one. Okay? Those are your two options. That's what you got. Because if I see that, well, let's see, we got a void rocket launcher, we got a void auto rifle, we got a void grenade launcher, we have a void hand cannon, we have a void pulse, there's a void LMG. If we add back in Soul Survivor, we have to make it arc. But you already have an arc sniper rifle. Well, there's already enough void. I don't care. Heck, if in that case, bring Python back. Python can get random rolls. You know? What, Soul Survivor? Not Soul Survivor, Spare Rations. It was still a lightweight, wasn't it? No, it was an adaptive. But they kept it as an adaptive and then changed it to a lightweight. So yeah, they're changing the frame, keeping the RPM, and changing it to something else. Which I think the Void version they gave us, targeted redaction, was a aggressive 120. So let's see. What's an example of a lightweight that people will probably, I can best say? Handcans tend to be a lot of adaptive or precision. It seems like I think the can't think of a lightweight one. I wish this would fucking come back. this was like the first one, I think, that had it. Is there a lightweight one? Because I am seeing just adaptive. Um. Oh, so it's gonna be like Rose. Okay. So it's been that long since they really made a lightweight hand cannon. But yeah, that's kind of like these can all get tiered. You can add in all the other stuff from Gambit. If we're going to make the new armor set, which looks really good, each one is unique and not all the fucking same. Um, at least like you could have showed us what you're doing with Gambit. But if you're like, we're going to try to wait to better show you all the stuff that we're adding to it, because we have our resident Gambit lovers on the Sandbox team. So, yeah. But with that being said, guys, I will see you later. I'm going to end my stream as well, because I need to eat and calm down after not getting anything for Gambit. With that being said, I'll see you all later. Have a good one.